Hello guys! For our first lesson on this quarter, we will discuss JavaScript. What is JavaScript? JavaScript or JS is a lightweight object-oriented programming language which is used by several websites for scripting the web pages. It is an interpreted full-fledged programming language that enables dynamic interactivity on websites when applied to an HTML documents. Dynamic interactivity means the web can now interact between the user. And dynamic pages means there are just one page but it can show different content. So, if you want your page or web page to be more than a static pages of text, you just need to add JavaScript. And take note that JavaScript is the one who controls the behavior of your web page. JavaScript is the world's most popular and widely known programming language. And by Stack Overflow, they say that the most popular technologies in programming, scripting, and markup language is JavaScript. And if you want to be a JavaScript developer someday, you can earn $72,000 in a year. Some features of JavaScript. Number 1 is client-side validation. As you can see in the image below, kapag po naglalogin tayo or nagagawa tayo ng user account in Google, kapag hindi natin ininputan yung text box na to, so kapag hindi tayo naglagay ng email or phone number, is magkakaroon ng error. So it means na babalidate ng form na to or ng page na to kung ang user ba is nagta-type or hindi. Next is dynamic drop-down menus. With the use of JavaScript, we can create dynamic drop-down menus. For example po is sa Facebook. Kapag kinilik natin yung drop-down button na to, is lalabas yung mga menus. And hindi na kailangan mag-load ng mismong page para lang lumabas tong menu na to. Next naman is displaying date, time, and clock. So this is also a feature of JavaScript. So, sa JavaScript lang natin magagawa yung pag-display ng date, time, and clock. Then, displaying pop-up windows and dialog boxes. So, by the use of JavaScript, makakapag-display po tayo ng pop-up windows and dialog boxes. So, as you can see sa image, sa left side, kapag nagbubukas tayo ng ibang pages or ibang website, is minalabas po ng mga pop-up windows. Kagaya nito. So, JavaScript po yung ginamit dyan. And also, kay Facebook naman. Kapag gusto natin mag-post, kapag kinilik natin yung what's on your mind, lalabas tong dialog box na to. So, sa dialog box na to, dito tayo nagpo-post or dito natin nilalagay yung content na gusto nating i-post. Next is animated graphics. So, as you can see sa page na to, is meron po tayong animated graphics. And ang ginamit po dito is JavaScript. Another feature is itong photo slideshow. So as you can see, inside this W3 School is may sample slideshow gallery sila. So hindi na kailangan mag-load ng mismong webpage natin para lang ma-view yung mga next images. Then, autocomplete text suggestion. So if you're not aware, JavaScript po yung ginagamit para po magkaroon ng auto text complete or autocomplete text suggestion in the search menu or in the search boxes. Kagaya kay Google. Kapag nagtatype tayo is napapansin nyo ay meron po agad suggestion kung ano ba yung pwede or maaaring i-search natin. Then interactive form is like sa validation. So, naging interactive na yung mga forms. So, kapag hindi tama yung lalagay nating input, kapag naglalagay tayo ng special character, sa first name is nagkakaroon po ng error. Kapag ang email is mali ang nilalagay natin or invalid yung email, so, nagkakaroon na rin po ng error. And also sa password, kapag po hindi confirm or hindi magkapareho, hindi na-confirm ni form na to na magkapareho yung password mo, so, hindi tayo magpo-proceed sa next step. And now let's try JavaScript. First is JavaScript can change HTML content. So one of the many JavaScript HTML method is get element by ID. So ito po ay isa sa most common method na ginagamit kay JavaScript. So in this example, so makikita po natin na may paragraph, then ang attribute nito is ID, then ang value is demo. And below is meron pong script. So start tag na script. Then ang nasa loob nito is yung document.getElementById demo.inner HTML is equal to my first JavaScript. So let's see kung ano ba yung ginagawa ng line of codes na to. First is maglalagay muna tayo ng paragraph. Then ang laman ng paragraph ko ay hello. And then inopen ko lang, so lumabas yung hello. And ngayon lalagyan ko siya ng attribute which is ID is equal to demo. And under that, start tag script, then end tag. So document dot get element by ID, then demo dot inner HTML is equal to hi. Okay, so ano ba tong line of code na to? First is the document.getElementById. So document.getElementById, then demo. So demo is the attribute. So ID, then ang value ni ID is yung demo. So it means kinukuha natin itong part na to. And sa loob po ng demo is syempre yung pangalan ng value. And next one is .inner HTML. Means babaguhin natin yung mismong HTML. So .inner HTML and equal to hi. So let's see kung ano yung mangyayari. So nagbago po yung paragraph natin na hello and naging hi na lang siya. By the use of script, nabago natin yung content ng HTML document natin. So, tandaan yung code, document dot, so the document, then inside the document is, we get the element by. So, ID, so kaya get element by ID. And then, the value is demo. So, nilagay natin yung demo dito. Then, dot inner HTML, so yung laman ni paragraph ID is equal to demo. So, ang laman niya is hello, di ba? So, ang ginawa natin is binago natin siya into hi. So, by this line of code, we can change the HTML content. Next one naman is JavaScript can change HTML style. First is papalitan ko muna yung content ni paragraph. Gagawin ko siyang changing the style. And then, I will just comment this part. Okay, and ngayon, maglalagay ako ng button. Ang attribute ni button ay type and also on click. Okay. Type value is button. And then dito naman sa onClick, so, ang attribute na to is kapag, ibig sabihin, kapag kinlik natin yung button, is dito magkakaroon ng changes. So, sa onClick natin siya ilalagay. Kung ano ba yung changes na gusto nating mangyari. So, kagaya ulit ng kanina, document.getElement by ID. Then, ano ba yung ID nyon? Ang value ni ID ay demo pa din. So, I will just hit enter para mas okay siya, mas mabilis siya makita. And then, after none is dot. So, kanina is binago natin yung content. Ngayon, ang babaguhin natin is yung style. So, dot style dot font size will be equal to 35 pixel. Then, control save. Then, lagyan natin ng pangalan yung button natin. Hit me. Then, let's check the code. On-click document.getElement by ID, demo. So, may kulang. Control save, .style, .font size to 35 pixel, then hit me. So, control save, then let's try to run. Okay, refresh, then click. So, as you can see, hindi siya nagana. Sa tingin nyo, guys, saan yung error? So, hit pause, then basahin nyo yung code natin kung saan nyo mapapansin yung error. Okay. Our error is in demo. So, kapag nasa loob po ng script, ang document.getElement natin na line is okay lang na ang demo natin ay naka-double quotation. But, kapag nasa loob siya ng isang attribute or value siya ng isang attribute, dapat po siya ay naka-single quotation lang. Control save, then refresh, then hit me. So, as you can see, gumana na yung line of code natin. Nagbago po yung font size ni changing the style. Because sabi natin sa on-click, kapag kinilik yung button na to, the document.getElement by ID, we will get the element ID, then demo is the value, then .style, .font size, so we are changing the font size to 35 pixel. Next is JavaScript can change HTML attributes value. In this example, JavaScript can change the value of the source attribute of an image tag. So, tignan natin tong example na to. Meron pong isang button, then button on click, so kagaya nung kanina, document.getElement by ID, my image. That source is equal to fic bulbon.jf. And then the next one is the image tag. So, my image source fic bulbof.jf. And then the last button is document.getElement by ID, my image, then the source will be pic.bulbof. So, meron po tayong dalawang image na pinagkuhanan. So, let's see the changes. So, as you can see, naka-bulbof. So, kapag click natin itong turn on the light, so, nagto-turn on siya. Kapag click natin turn off the light, so, mamamatay na yung ilaw niya. So, paano ba nangyari yon? Dito po sa button on click, dito sa turn on the light. So, document.getElement by ID, my image. So, kinukuha niya yung ID na may image. And then, ang binabago dito is .source. So, kinukuha lang niya yung source na ang picture ay naka-bulb on or nakabukas yung ilaw. It means, kapag click natin to, ang picture na nakikita natin is yung pic bulbon.jf. Kapag kinilik naman natin to, so ang nakikita naman natin is dito naman sa pangalawang button, kinuha rin yung attribute na ID may image, then ang source naman ay pinalitan to valve of. So namamanipulate tayo guys na akala natin is nagbubukas talaga yung ilaw, but for reality is magkaibang image lang yung nakikita natin. Next one is JavaScript can hide HTML elements. Hiding HTML elements can be done by changing the display style. So in this example, meron tayong paragraph. So JavaScript can hide HTML elements, and the button, so sa on-click naman ang ginawa is document.getElement by ID, so same, but the style that display will be none. Let's try it. So baguhin lang natin tong dito kay on-click. So pareho lang naman siya. Ang kukunin natin is yung sa paragraph demo .style.display, then the value will be none. Refresh, then click. So nawala na po yung value or yung laman or si changing that style. If kaya natin pawalain, so kaya rin natin siyang pabalikin. So, lagay lang natin dito kay ID or kay paragraph is style, then the property is display, ang laman is none. So, nakalimutan natin ang quotation. Okay, refresh. So, nawala na siya. So, baguhin lang natin itong display into blank. Then, refresh. Okay, kapag kinilik natin itong si hit me, so, babalik na po si changing that style. So, sana all bumabalik. And that's it. So, kapag may question kayo guys, you can message me here in Teams. And after nyo panoorin itong video, please try this at home. Para in our next lesson or in our next exercise is kaya nyo na pong gawin itong JavaScript.